Today our topic on videography is about the lighting techniques. We are going to study about the Rembrandt lighting techniques. Rembrandt lighting is a technique of portrait photography named after Rembrandt Hermenszoon van Rijn, the great painter. It refers to a way of lighting a face so that an upside down light triangle appears under the eyes of the subject. In Hollywood in the early 20th century, the legendary film director Cecil B. DeMille introduced spotlights to create more realistic effects of light and shadows in the plain studio lighting setup that was generally in use. Rembrandt lighting is one effect that was created, and it has become widely used in promotional photographs of film stars, showing them in a dramatic and eye-catching way. So Rembrandt lighting is so named because the Rembrandt, the painter, often used this pattern of light in its paintings, as you can see in the self-portrait here. Rembrandt lighting is identified by a triangle of light on the cheek, unlike loop lighting, where the shadow of the nose and the cheek do not touch. In Rembrandt lighting, they do not meet, which creates that trapped little triangle of light in the middle. To create proper Rembrandt lighting, make sure the eye on the shadow side of the face has light in it and has a catch light. Otherwise, the eye will be dead and not have a nice sparkle. Rembrandt lighting is more dramatic, so like split lighting, it creates more mood and darker feel to your image. A more sophisticated version of Rembrandt lighting technique setup includes a reflector, which brings detail back into shadows on the subject's face. But even this setup requires minimal tools. All renditions of Rembrandt method are considered low effort while producing high impact photographs. Secondly, one of the reasons professional photographers go with Rembrandt lighting is to enhance the dramatic visual effect called the chiaroscuro effect, favored in types of still life, street and landscape photography. The chiaroscuro effect is one with the presence of shadows on parts of the subject matter with sharp contrast of lighting in others. For portraiture, this often means that the shape of the sitter's face defines light and the dark side of the face is defined in silhouette against the lighter background. When they come together, light and dark can create tension. One of the things that make the chiaroscuro effect and in turn Rembrandt lighting sought after is its ability to create an atmosphere and single out the individual and their character in a captivating way. Why use Rembrandt lighting? By using Rembrandt lighting, we instantly create shadows and contrasts, and of course the characteristic triangle of light beneath the subject's eye. Rembrandt lighting adds an element of drama and psychological depth of the character of the sitter. It's effective not just because it gives an individual look to a portrait photography, but also because it acts as a photogenic device to draw the eye. You can do this in so many ways in photography. Leading lines, depth of field, negative space are all methods of drawing the viewer's eyes to a focal point or subject of the image. In portraiture, the eyes of the subject are nearly always the main point of focus. The triangle of light placed under just below the eye on the shadow side of the face will increase the emphasis and the viewer really will be drawn into your image. So use Rembrandt lighting to create not just dramatic portrait photography, but also portrait photography that grabs the viewer's attention and draws the eye to your subject. This is the aim of portraiture. It's all about your subject. Adding in creative lighting helps to enhance the impact of photo. How to create a Rembrandt lighting setup? Lighting styles are determined by the positioning of your light source. Rembrandt lighting is created by the single light source being at a 40 to 45 degree angle and higher than the subject. Ideally, you need a dark room in a dark background when trying Rembrandt lighting setups. A photographic studio would of course be perfect for this using a dark photo background. There are no rules as to what settings you use for Rembrandt lighting. Experiment and adjust the settings as you work through the process of making the lights and the camera into position and perhaps alter the sitter's position. You can use shallower aperture to soften the look of your image as well. It will help smooth skin tones. A narrower aperture will give harsher edges and more contrast. This really is important part of the Rembrandt lighting setup. Getting the position of your key light just right. Your key light must be set to 45 degrees, a little in the front of the direct side on a position of your subject, or soft flattening light. We can use an umbrella or a soft box. Place your light higher than the key level, just above your subject's head. Use the light or a standard clamp to do this. Then angle the light down towards your subject. Remember, you are looking for that triangle of light effect. This should be seen under the subject's eye. It will be on the position side to where the key light is. Moving your camera position can influence the mood and feel of your image and change whether you are using broad light or short light. Broad lighting is defined as when the shadow side is furthest from the camera. Short lighting is where the shadow side is closest to the lens. Try different angles and distances from your subject depending on your space. In Rembrandt lighting, you don't want to lose that light triangle on the subject's face. Getting the triangle is also called as Rembrandt patch. In exactly the right space in your subject's face is crucial. For an authentic Rembrandt lighting image, the triangle should be wider than the eye it's under, and it shouldn't be longer than the nose. It's the presence of the triangle of the light that will differentiate your image from most standard short lighting. 3 different images are presented to you to see the light triangle that is formed under the eye circle.